Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. And this beautiful Saturday, 5th of March, it is an amazing sunny day, but there's always but in Ireland. It's very windy. We tend to have always something for something. So while there are days that are beautiful and calm, like for example yesterday it was very little breeze, it was very nice and sunny, but today it's full sun, everything is glistening in its rays, but as I said, the wind strengthened and it's blowing really hard, and I believe it's coming from the east, so inland towards the ocean, which usually means that it's a bit colder, and indeed it is chilly. So even though the sun is shining and in the car I'm kind of boiling, outside when you get into that wind it's very chilly and you still need to dress up appropriately for that. But regardless, it's a beautiful day. I am going now with the sauna, so it's a fairly early update that I am recording, but as it usually goes with the Saturdays and Sundays, so our sauna deployment, unless we are somewhere on holidays, this is going to be a fairly regular day with no specific highlights to it. Albeit we are planning to go to Bundoran for a sunset. We managed to do that recently and even saw dolphins in the distance at the Rogi Cliff Walk. So we're hoping to maybe see them again today. And if not, we still are expecting a fairly amazing, sunset. So I might actually, if I don't forget, to record something in the horizontal kind of regular format and stitch at the end of this episode, if I don't forget, because I recently switched almost to completely recording in vertical, because majority of the content that I do on a drone I am using in social media on Instagram, and my wife sometimes uses that on Facebook, so it's the best format for us. It's 4K but vertical, or as they call it, 2.7K, I think. So it's basically like 4K, but it's just well, it's not. I think it's 27K is slightly different, but it doesn't matter at this stage. So this morning we did a couple of things, kind of, after waking up, get stuff prepared. Sauna didn't require much work because yesterday it was a very quiet Friday, and only Elizabeth, I think, did her session in the sauna. So I cleaned it yesterday, scrubbed it, so it's neat and ready to go. We have a couple of bookings, and I just got a phone call from somebody else that wants to pop in. So yeah, I expect that we might have maybe not a busy day, but busy enough Saturday, and Sunday starts very early because I have some special booking, private booking for a group of people that booked the sauna probably about 3 months ago, and they were just kind of touch basing to ensure that everything is in order and nothing changed. So yeah, yesterday post update, I don't think we did much. I believe I recorded that on our walk with Elizabeth, so the only thing was that we decided to not go for cooking at home because we were hungry and didn't have any idea what to cook. So we decided to go for nuclear option, which is always if we take something from the outside, like the takeaway or restaurant. But we try to make it as healthy as possible, even though that it's it's always restaurant food and not the kind of food that you cook at home. There's always difference when you cook something for yourself. You know exactly what you're putting into the pots or on the pan. You know exactly what you don't put and how you treat the food. And with restaurants and takeaways, even if they are the good ones, you never know. You can't be sure. So, but in this case, we decided to go for Chandpur, a well-tested and solid Indian restaurant here in Donegal town. Their food is always good. We didn't happen to come across anything particularly bad. There are things that might be a little bit too dry, like samosas or things like that. But these are just kind of starters, or I would say add-ons rather than the meals. The meals themselves, like curries and all those dishes, are perfectly fine and solid portions. So sometimes we just take like 2 meals and it's more than enough for 3 of us, plus something is left very often for the next day. So you can imagine, well, it's probably a normal portion for most of the people, but we got used to eating kind of moderately. So in most cases, in most restaurants or takeaways or bistros, when we go there, the portions are usually too big for us, and that only kind of suggests that the portions are fit for a regular or average Joe, which means that I think people are definitely over-consuming calories, because I'm sure they are not moving as much to burn them. And then we get to the rabbit hole of a topic of obesity problem and general kind of health issues that are caused by that in turn. But we're not going down that rabbit hole. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great rest of the day wherever you are on this beautiful planet, and I hope to see you again tomorrow in the next episode.